Wait.
What?
I gotta make sure I'm pretty.
Okay.
All right.
Got it now?
I'm fine.
What about that over there? Did you get that over there? Okay. We good? Yeah.
All right.
Okay, great. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is another Sunday night with the Lage and Young Show. Bill, we're back.
We are back. And it's pretty bright out for Sunday night, but that's the magic of video.
That is. You're seeing this on Sunday night. We're shooting it at a different time because, well, it's the middle of prom season for us. I mean, crazy busy time. I mean, tonight we'll be promming. Tomorrow or the next day is promming stuff or youth rallies or sleeping. Take your pick.
Yes. I didn't know the word promming was a thing. That's new to me.
It is. I kind of made that one up, and I've filed the papers to try to get someone to put that into the dictionary in the next round. I'm hoping it'll be a 2015 thing.
Prom. It's got to be on the internet before it makes it the dictionary now.
Man, I got to get a hashtag then. Ugh.
Promming. Hashtag promming.
Yeah, exactly.
It's on my social media as of in about 10 minutes.
It'll be awesome, man. It'll go viral, and we'll be like the most popular people no one knows about. Well, let's jump into tonight's show.
Let's do it.
We had a question come in about because we've talked a little bit about some different things with different events and things that we've done, and someone asked a little bit about doing some events in the summer and different ways to make some money and with karaoke, game show, what have you. So, Bill, I thought we'd just kind of talk about some of the things because we've been around just for a few years. Let's talk about some of the things we have done in the summer. When we've had these weird things pop up for us, because it might help to stimulate some thoughts or ideas with DJs out there who might be just getting into this.
Sure. I'd love to actually share a story that happened very recently. Last week, actually, the company I just bought was Silver Sound Entertainment, and we had an opportunity to DJ for a birthday party for a 10-year-old girl down in Shakopee, and actually the story went viral. The story went national. It was even on like CBS News and stuff, and it was actually kind of cool because I had something to do with getting the DJ services to them. So other than like a rare donation of a birthday party, that's definitely a unique gig for myself, other than the standard weddings, school dances, and corporate parties. So,
well, I must be living in a box. I didn't even hear about this story. What was significant about it?
Well, it's kind of funny. One of my friends on Facebook, hey, Bill, I know you're a DJ. And this lady down in Shakopee, basically, she was special needs, and she had her mom posted this letter. Basically, they sent out all these invites to her whole class. Mm-hmm. And since my daughter is also 10, I'm like going, I could understand. But basically, no one RSVP'd. Only 2 people who were family were going to come to her birthday. And her mom got a little fed up and said, not again. It's not going to happen. And so she basically went to some Facebook groups that she was a part of and said, hey, we want to have, a party for our daughter. Mm-hmm. And so one of my friends on Facebook said, hey, did you see this, Bill? You really should be a part of this. And I'm like going, sure. So I donated money. So I actually paid $50 to DJ for her. So that's a little bit different mentality.
Yep.
But again, I felt very good that it was my company that was there, even though I couldn't be there personally. I was actually out in Wisconsin DJing a youth event. Mm-hmm. But it was amazing. And again, a lot of people were, they handed out a lot of my business cards. A lot of people were saying thank you. It was great exposure. And even in some of the video footage that I have captured from that, I see some of the Mardi Gras beads, which is one of my signature things that I always give out, Mardi Gras beads. Saw some bubbles. There was a bubble machine there and all that because I actually worked with my good friend Kirk, and he had a bubble party there as well. So since I couldn't be there, I made sure that there was someone there who knew what they were doing with the birthdays. And it was a wonderful event, lots of good coverage. And so I felt good. I got some pictures from it, and overall, I think it was a good PR move on my part. So again, even a birthday party, even paying to DJ for a birthday party could be huge for you. It depends on how you market it and how your angle is. So.
Yeah, exactly, how it all works out. And you mentioned, of course, bubble parties with Kirk coming in there. And that, I think, is one of the areas that a lot of people are overlooking, is that birthday area for the upper elementary age group, because a lot of parents want to do something, especially this newer or younger generation. They want to do something cool. They want their kids, they would invest in their kids' party before they would invest in their own anniversary party.
Right.
And things like the bubble parties, if you haven't checked that out, by the way, gang out there, it's bubbleparties.com. but it's something that you can get into. They'll teach you, and you can learn, and you can really make some decent. I mean, not wedding money on a given event, but you can still make Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday money that wouldn't be there on a typical week.
I know that some bubble parties, some of their target market is daycares, and daycares during the lunch hour, Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays. I mean, that's just free money.
Yeah,
and I think that's a huge opportunity. It doesn't need to be thousands of dollars. Obviously, even a couple hundred is wonderful. And if you want to see a party erupt, bubble machine, and it's crazy. Those kids love that stuff. So
for sure. For sure. And of course, a lot of you, if you go to the website, you're going to take a look at that. You're going to think, oh, I can just create that on my own. Yes, you can. But the idea that with the bubble parties system is that they've got not only some of the ideas for marketing and things, but they have a whole program of options that you can take and kind of contour and create, which is really kind of cool. So anyway, we'll get off that one.
It's kind of nice. The one thing that I liked about it is that I don't do bubble parties, but I network with another DJ who does. And so between the two of us, we had this covered. And again, if I ever need a bubble party, I either work with him or I can even rent gear from him, like the bubble machines, because I do not own a bubble machine. So I can't stress enough networking side of that.
Oh, for sure.
Now I want to go back to your first question about different things for the summer. One of the things that I love doing in the summer is working with marathons or running type of events. I do something called the Tour de Tonka, which is like basically a bike race, a bike rally in Minnetonka here. And they have a bunch of DJs actually involved. I was just one of many, and I filled in some spots. And then they also have people along the bike trail, the bike path that they ride around. So for summertime, at least, and that's usually a Saturday morning before a wedding, Sunday even. Those are good times to make a little bit of extra money. Sometimes they want you to donate, and other times, there is actually some good money to be made there too.
Yeah, that's a cool idea. I guess I've never even thought about doing different races or the different 10K, 5K type races. That's cool. Very cool.
You live in Great Eagle, John.
Well, exactly.
Not many races out there.
No, but what we have out here are parades, and that's one of my things that I like to do. There's two different ways in which I have benefited financially. One was having the sound on a float. Say there's a local construction company, and they could go and they could rent some small, or put some small speakers and hook it up to their stereo on their truck, and it won't do what they want to do. They want to catch attention. They want to get people up and kind of boogieing and having a good time. Well, the DJ can come in, and I've done it with 12-volt inverters where we have run the power off 12-volt, or we've done some inverters, generators, where we have done the things with generators. But you end up getting paid to be going through, and I still had my little sign there saying that music brought to you by DJ John Young. But it was a great opportunity, and some of our parades out here will be seen by 15,000 people. I mean, it's just a fabulous.
Yeah, that's a good opportunity. I know there's parades even here in the Twin Cities, in the suburbs all around. Even the St. Patrick's Day parade and a bunch of things. But I haven't really tapped into that market at all. But that is a good opportunity. I like that.
Oh yeah, exactly. And it's generally maybe an hour and a half in the parade route. And yes, it can be hot and it can be dirty and but it's still cool. I enjoy that. And if you get out there where you can throw some candy, it's a cool thing. So that's one way in a parade. Now, the other way in a parade is something I've been doing more of with some of the local parades, where I'm actually emceeing the parade now. So I will actually have a sound system set up for one whole city block with different little stations all the way along, and I will actually be announcing. And now our next float is from Joe's Construction, where the hammer always swings right, whatever. Yeah, you like that thing?
Speaking of hot and dirty, anyway.
So there's multiple ways with parades. Being a little creative with that. In the case of the parade emceeing, it's a little more work in many ways because I have to now know what's coming, and sometimes I have to have more staff because I'll have a person a block ahead who is kind of relaying what's coming. So that way, when they hit that corner, I can be making the announcement of who's coming through. When you get into the political years, like we're going to be coming into next year, and there's going to be all the different floats and different politicians, local and even regional politicians, and they, of course, want you to pronounce their name properly. And in the middle of the summer, when everyone's still involved at the race, oh my goodness, that one year I had like 25 different people I had to introduce, and it's like, so But anyway, definitely an option for people.
Amazing how pronouncing names properly is important. I mean, not only in that, but let's go back to the weddings.
Yes.
Pretty important, don't you think?
Oh, for sure, for sure. And there's
practice, rehearse, nothing, make it happen.
Nothing worse than introducing the bride and saying her name wrong. I had that one time. But we live and learn.
I'm not going to share all the stories, and you know what? You just roll with it.
Yeah, exactly.
You use it. You make it happen.
Exactly. So. My worst one, and
I'll the hard way.
Let me share the worst one, and then we'll continue on. The worst one is back in probably early 90s. I was doing a wedding in this like VFW in the backwoods of nowhere, introducing the wedding party, and the bride's name was, let's call her Natalie. I get to the point where I'm ready to introduce, and I had to go because they just wanted to be introduced into the room. So I went to go check and see if Brent and Natalie, whatever, were ready. So I get over there and they're ready. I turn around, I'm walking back, and there's people in the room and such as I'm walking through, and a gal was yelling, Connie, Connie, come on. Well, what name do you think stuck in my head when I got there? Because
Not Natalie.
Yeah, it wasn't Natalie. So it was Brent and Connie. And I had a whole room of people turn and look at me, and it's like, oh, whoops. Connie was pretty excited.
I bet she was. She even caught the bouquet, so.
Yeah, exactly. She threw it and caught it. It was in. Natalie had to go home. Okay, let's give a couple more ideas. Another thing that I've done in the summer, and I live in kind of a lakes area, and I think there's money to be made with a simple karaoke type show, especially when you get into these longer weekends. When you get to Labor Day weekend, you get to the 4th of July time frame, that we can go and we do these little like 1 hour to 2 hour backyard events. Very simple and such, where you're just doing a couple of speakers and your little monitor for your television, or you're just doing like a computer monitor now, and hooked up. It takes 15 minutes to set up, quick, easy, and the people just absolutely love that. And when you're around these different lakes area or in the nicer neighborhoods, what have you, they're not opposed to be paying you $150 to $200 an hour just to come in and let them have a good time.
That'd be interesting. I wonder if there's an opportunity there with like even some places where there's just tenting, and they usually have like a pavilion of some sort that's a kind of a shared thing. And it'd be interesting to see if the owner of the campground would let you do something like that, where, I don't know. That's a good idea. I love that.
Yeah.
One of the things that I think you and I used to do is the county fairs too. Mm-hmm. So come summertime, obviously starting here in June, May or June actually, there's one here in Hennepin County, and then it goes all the way through the state fair. So there's a lot of fairs that I think are also pretty huge as far as potential business for disc jockeys.
Oh yeah, and I think expanding the fair idea, most of these smaller towns now have city celebrations and car shows and different things such as that, and they aren't big money, but a lot of these things were happening. Like even our small town here has got a 3-day event, and it would be very easy to be doing maybe a Thursday evening or a Thursday afternoon, or during the car show doing some sound. Our postman, the gentleman who delivers our mail, is a DJ, and he does the car show up here, and he gets everything all set up, and he's playing his 50s and 60s music and making some announcements, and it's a Sunday afternoon. So it's great for making a few extra bucks on a weekend in which he'd probably be home, watching preseason football.
Yep, and then another thing, I guess you keep saying things, and it keeps popping more things into my head. One of the things that you had mentioned was the idea of the county fairs. We talked about that. And like I said, I mentioned 5Ks. With a 5K idea, also there's Relay for Life. I know that you've done a few overnight ones, and I've done actually a couple down in Shakopee back in the day. It's hard for me to do the Relay for Life because, at the end of the day, I want to get paid for what I'm worth. I want to get some money for providing a service. But also I'm watching all these people who are taking time to walk to raise money for cancer research. And it's like, man, I don't want to take money from you guys. I'd rather donate it. So a lot of times I try to be very, very, very generous. I still want to get a couple bucks because, it's worth my time and my gas money, and I don't want to be paying for everything. Otherwise, my business is going to go south quick. But I think it's important to, have those opportunities. And exposure-wise, it's great because then your name, your company is connected with, cancer research, with helping for these events, and man, that's got some goodwill that will get me those weddings that are worth thousands of dollars versus maybe the couple $100 that I would get for the Relay for Life. So it all works out. And I think, again, those are off times. So you're not going to waste a Saturday night in the summer. You're not going to waste a Sunday. These are going to be an overnight, or it's going to be a day thing.
Yeah.
And then if it's a day thing, you don't have to bring out lights. So that's wonderful.
Yeah, exactly. Well, for our Relay for Life, you really don't bring out lights because, yes, it is overnight, but if you bring out lights in Minnesota in the summer, you're going to have so many bugs that you don't want to go there. One little thought with the Relay for Life. For those of you who do Relay for Life, so one of the cool things, if you want to do those, and I commend you if you do. I've chosen because I like to sleep. I don't do them much anymore. But if you're going to do it, and you can donate your money or your time and not charge anything, but make sure that part of your sponsorship is them getting the publicity or the PR out there talking about your involvement in the process. That when they send out the press releases, that they're mentioning that, and the entertainment will be provided by da-da-da, or actually create your own press releases and ask them to share those press releases and your story a little bit. And it can't be a full marketing thing. It's got to really be your passionate connection to whatever that activity is. But asking them to share that, because newspapers will run press releases that are affiliated with those very well. If I send it out directly saying I'm DJ John and here writing this, they probably won't. But use it intelligently, and you really can kind of leverage that performance to future business.
We're going to go a whole different story, man. But PR-wise, ask them to link to your website, because everything is online. So kind of following up with our social media idea and promotion, any link in toward your website is good for SEO purposes, for Google, and that really that brands you with your company, with who you are, to what you're doing, and it shows that it's like proof. It's that social proof that you need that, hey, I'm helping out. I'm donating some time and some effort. So don't just say, yeah, I'll donate it for free. No, say, yeah, but would you mind mentioning me? Would you mind saying this? How can I get exposure? Because without the exposure, it is wasting time.
Yeah, for sure. You're doing your part by helping them with the music and the entertainment. Now, I mean, our goal is always we help other people and things will come back. Well, this is one of those times we're helping other people, and sometimes we need to kind of prod them along on how they can help us too. So let's wrap things up. Let's talk about this past week in the social media world, specifically website world. The idea came out that Google is going to start to really kind of weigh if your website isn't mobile friendly, that they're going to start to dock you on Google SEO ranking. Did you hear about that this week, Bill?
I didn't hear that this week. I've heard it in the rumblings of it for the last month or so. But yeah, it's going to start adding to its algorithm the idea of actually responsiveness on mobile devices.
Exactly. And how much is that going to, for the people out there who and again, it was really going around Facebook this past week. What is that going to, how is that going to affect people whose websites aren't set up and they aren't mobile friendly?
Well, you'll drop down in the rankings. I mean, Google won't give you as much love anymore. You will drop in the rankings. So that's pretty significant. You don't want that. So that's one thing. Second, I hate to tell you this, but that's where people are on the internet now.
Yeah.
Mobile devices. I mean, I could bring up a bunch of slides and say mobile devices have now surpassed the idea of desktop computers. And I can tell you, as old as I am, I love my desktop computer. I do almost everything on a desktop computer. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I have my big phones. I have my iPhone 6 Plus, and I do web stuff. I do a lot of stuff on there now. Yeah. So it's where people are at. Some people don't even have computers. Yeah. But they all have phones, and a lot of them are going to have the smartphones because they want the iPhone. That's what people have done now over years, to where that's really where your web traffic is coming from. Yeah. So you'll be shooting yourself in the foot if you don't be aware of if your site is mobile friendly. And you want to make sure that not only is it mobile friendly, it looks good, easy to read the information, and easy to connect with you. Because you want them to text, call, email, tell you something about them. Because if you don't have those mechanisms in place, it's not going to be a good thing. Yeah, that's for sure. There was a really cool tool that Google was sharing this past week, or at least I saw the link this past week, and we'll put that link in the description below. But basically, it's a website analysis tool. It'll be right down below us, and we'll put that down there so you guys can check that out. And what you can do is you go to that web page from Google, and you'll enter in your domain name,
and it will research or look at your page, and it will come back and say, yes, you passed. You're going to be fine, or not so good. Which, of course, I think for a lot of people would be very, very beneficial to be able to be ahead of that before all of a sudden they're wondering, why did I can't be found on the first 20 pages of Google. What happened?
You know what's funny, too, about DJs? We're always so nervous about the young ones starting up. You know, everyone who has an iPod or an iPhone and like, oh, they're going to replace us old veterans. Mm-hmm. Truth is, though, is they know how to make websites that are mobile friendly because that's their world. Yeah. So we do have to keep up. We do have to keep up with them. They may not be as seasoned entertainers as you, myself, we are, anyone who's watched this video, but really we need to continue. And again, for me, my unique selling proposition is me. Mm-hmm. I'm DJ Bill. I'm an entertainer. And so I think it's important. But all those, like, if you go to my websites, almost all my websites, they're not very pretty. In fact, they're very yucky. And one has a son. My son is 14 right now. And the one has a picture on it where I'm holding him and he's like 2. So that just proves that I haven't updated it for at least 10 plus years. And even on the copyright down below, it says 2005 or something like that. I'm going, oh my goodness, I should really update this. But I haven't needed to.
Oh, exactly.
Because I have the referrals, the word of mouth, the text calls, the different things. I do Facebook. So those are things that really have kept my business going. Mm-hmm. But I kept thinking, wow, what if I actually took some time and worked on that dang website? So that's really been my goal for 2015 is to update my websites. Mm-hmm. And we'll see if I ever do that. But
yeah, with the advent of social media channels and such, the website really becomes kind of a secondary or even a tertiary tool. It isn't needed as much.
It isn't needed, but it's still good for, like, if you search DJ Bill, my old website is one of the ones that comes up in top 10 of Google. Mm-hmm. Now, after this update that's coming out, will it drop down because it's not mobile friendly? That's the concern.
Yeah, definitely something to check out. So, link will be down below, gang, so you can check out your websites and you can go check out some of your other favorite websites and see how they're doing it. That's always kind of a cool thing. Bill, I think we're going to wrap things up. I want to thank you for your time today.
Cool, and make sure you go see Avengers 2. I even wore my Captain America shirt just because I'm excited about Avengers 2. Woohoo!
I'm sorry, the whole world is waiting really for December 18th. Not only will it be my birthday, but it will be Star Wars Episode 7. Yeah, so, again, I at first I thought they put it on my birthday just because. They should.
Yeah, they did.
And maybe that's it.
He called George Lucas and said, hey, tell Disney, hook you up. Yeah.
Yeah, well, Mickey and Donald, I think, were the ones who really planned it that way.
Well, the Force has awakened, so look out.
Yeah, it'll be exciting. I'm hoping. I don't want to be disappointed, but probably will be.
You'll be good.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching tonight. If you like the show, please click the like button down here somewhere and share with your friends. Take a look at some of the other episodes. This is episode 4. We've got some stuff there talking about social media, dance tips. It's all there. But once again,
fun stuff.
Yeah, fun stuff. At least it was for us. So, Bill, once again, thank you very much for your time. You have a great prom tonight, and we will talk next week.
You too. Enjoy your prom. See you guys soon.
Yep. This is John Young with the Disc Jockey News, Disc Jockey News TV, and Bill Lage from DJBill.com. Good night.